was, but I go back and check my notes. April?
A follow-up on that. Can you clear up what the president's contact was with Felipe Solis, the gentleman who died the day after? And, you know, we're hearing that he could have...
Yeah, let me balance let me balance exactly what Peter said. I've got no information on that. Again, I want to repeat what I've now said any number of times. Having talked to the doctors directly about this, the president's health was never in danger. The president, nor anybody that I know of traveling with him in either governmental or press capacity, has shown any symptoms that would denote cause for any concern.
Understanding that, what was his contact, though, with Felipe Solis? Can you clear that up?
Yeah, I have not talked to anybody about that.
Did this man actually escort the president in Mexico City? No, seriously, it is a new...
I am serious, but April, if I didn't know the answer to your previous question, extrapolating on the follow-up is going to be hard for me to provide information based on the fact that the basis of the previous question, I didn't have any information to answer.
Was the president in the room with this gentleman?
I can answer. Okay, and I will check on it. Again, it's hard for me to go 3 levels down when, you know, sorry. Go ahead.
Robert, the president this morning on Swine Flu said there was no cause for alarm.
Right.
Was he giving the American people a snapshot? We know this is a very fast-changing situation. And what should be the level of concern at this moment and going forward?
Well, I think people should be vigilant in observing what's around them. Obviously, if they, I think yesterday they talked here yesterday, if people feel sick, to take the precautions that you need to stay home. I think those are important things for people to understand. And I think it is important, as I said, that people remain vigilant, that they ensure that they're, as Mr. Brennan said, taking responsibility for themselves. The president, again, and the team here wanted the American people to understand that we're taking steps in the event that what is happening now becomes more concerning. It's enough of a concern, obviously, to take steps to begin to activate our response, and we're continuing to monitor it, and hopefully with these daily briefings, in addition to CDC and Mr. Brennan and Secretary Napolitano, you know, the public will have all the information they need on this. Major.
I understand this is a fluid situation, Robert. You may not have the answers right now, but if you could take these questions if you don't and get back, sure, I'd appreciate it. Is the White House actively curious about Mr. Solis and the cause of his death? He was next to the president. He was there. There's video of him on the 16th.
Okay. Let me check.
Can you come back to this? I mean, it's a serious question. This man possibly died from swine flu.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know, but we're hearing the reports possibly, and he possibly had contact with the president the day before. That's a real question.
A real question that I said 5 minutes ago that I would try to find out, April. I hadn't forgotten.
Curious is pursuing to try to find out some more information about the situation.
I will certainly check. Again, let me hold on. But let me. I said this the other day. I'm going to try not to take it personally. That giving an answer on the 7th time has yet to break through, so let me try an 8th. I specifically asked somebody on my staff to speak directly with the doctors of the President of the United States of America. Ask them if they were at all concerned. They said no. The President, as I mentioned yesterday and on many other previous occasions, has not exhibited any symptoms that would require that to be of concern. So while I will check individually on your question, I think it's important to understand for the 8th time that there's no medical concern for the president.
Just in my defense, my question wasn't about that.
Well, and I said
why wasn't there precautionary on the medical front?
Because, as I said this yesterday, Chuck, we have, I think it's important for both you and for the public to understand that if you, as Mr. Brennan said yesterday, if you are exhibiting symptoms, if you feel sick, to take precaution. But at the same time, let's not crush our public health or private health infrastructure with every person just going to randomly get tested despite the fact that there's no concern that they're exhibiting a symptom by which would denote that they have some reason to be concerned.
No, I had a second question, Robert. Now, White House...
We're only up to 2?
Yes, sir.
I like the way you count.
Reflect that this is the second question. White House teams, medical teams, in previous administrations, and I assume in this one, advanced trips for the president. Wherever the president is going to go, medical teams go out with specific medical questions to personnel who are going to be on site where the president's going to be, and the larger medical or air quality or any type of medical concerns where the president's going to be. Were these teams dispatched to Mexico? Were questions asked about swine flu, do you know? And did you get any response from the Mexican officials either about what the president was likely to encounter or possibly would encounter?
I will ask without, and maybe I shouldn't do this, I'm not entirely sure that somebody would have asked about that given the timing, but let me...
The president arrived on the 16th, and as Bill reported, the first case was documented on April 12th. So it's possible that within that environment,
find that out.
these
But again,
questions could have been asked.
I'm going to go for number 9.
No, there wasn't a question
No,
about
no, I understand. I just think it's important.
about communication between
I understand.
governments with the
I
president.
understand. But let's for purposes of the previous question, I just again, boy, I'm glad I'm not a public health spokesman. Let me just try this one more time. The doctors have informed me, based on my personal curiosity, knowing of yours, that the president's health was never in any danger, that he has not exhibited any symptoms. Neither has anybody traveling with him. Neither has any of the press that travel with him that I'm aware of exhibited any symptoms that would cause some reason for concern.
The question's not getting at that. There's a lot of speculation that the Mexican government was withholding information.
I'm not.
The United States.
Chuck, hold on. Let me. I don't know. No. And I'm.
That's not what we're asking about.
No. I'm trying to balance what somebody previously asked about concern and panic. Okay.